Hey, welcome back to this color grading suite build series, episode 2, and as you can hear with echo, I am finally in the new place. Sorry for the long wait. We've been working on every other room in this apartment thus far, but now we have gotten to my office, or what will be my office. So here's the room. We removed a bed that was left by the previous owners. We took down wall-to-wall built-in wardrobe and took off the trim. So that's what has been done thus far, and removed some curtains and stuff as well. So essentially, I have a black canvas except for the wall that I'm leaving, or the wallpaper that I'm leaving. We have a blank canvas to start working on, and first things first, I am going to put down some paper to protect the floor, and we'll start painting this place with as close of a color to middle grey as I could get. I went to the hardware store with a calibrate grey card, and I got this bucket of paint. That is the color is NCS S6000N, and I was there for like an hour just comparing different patches of grey to the grey card, and this is the closest I could get without having to spend a lot of money on the official grey paint that, for example, FSI sells in their store. Let's hope it's close enough, because when comparing at the store, it was ever so slightly warmer than the grey card, and as an alternative I found one that's ever so slightly colder, but the difference between those was bigger, so I went with the slightly warmer one. But at the end of the day, the colors are very close, so they shouldn't affect my image perception too much when grading. So yeah, that's the plan, and let's see how the painting goes. Well, actually something that comes before painting is masking, and with this wall, it seems to be made out of these separate wallpaper pieces. And the beauty of that is that the edge is not straight. So if you look really closely, I've already masked it over, but you can see that one is a bit further reaching than the next one, and some that can't be seen at all from underneath the tape. So essentially, we'll have to try and create a straight edge by using the paint from this wall and continue it onto this one a tiny bit, because this is the corner that will most likely be the background of my future YouTube videos, and would not want a jagged edge here, so we'll see how that turns out. In addition, covered up all of the outlets, and also have had to fill a few holes that my fiancé is doing right now. So, at this point, we have put on 3 coats of paint all around. It has dried for about an hour, and it doesn't look half bad. The biggest question area is around the window, and please don't look too far behind the radiator, because, we couldn't exactly take it off, because we have central heating. We don't have valves to shut and be able to take it off. So we just reached as far as we could behind the radiator. And this wall, we'll see how the corners look like once I take the masking tape off, which, I'll be honest, is both the most rewarding, potentially, but also the most nerve-wracking part of this, as if I've done the masking well, it'll look great. If I haven't, well, there's quite a bit of fixing up to do. And in addition, we also got paint on the ceiling in a few places. So we should have the correct ceiling paint to match what is already there. So we should be able to either get that layer of new paint off, or just paint over with the original paint. So that's the idea. And once I've taken the masking tape off, it's time to also put cut and put in the trim, or the baseboards, however you want to call them. So I've taken the masking tape off, and let's assess the damage. So starting with these corners, they aren't completely straight at places, but considering that the background will be more out of focus behind me, hopefully it won't be seen. Because yeah, on this side, that the corner that will be behind me most of the time, yeah, it's the same story. It's not perfect. It has some inconsistencies, but again, viewing it from as far as it will be, I think it works. So that is not really a problem. But what may be seen is at the top. I put some masking tape at the very top to hope to get a straight line, but as you can see, some of the paint got underneath. So it is very much not a nice crisp straight line, but it has some waviness in there. And also looking from here, the very top parts, there are some parts that show more of the previous lighter paint, so the coverage isn't perfect. But again, that's if we look up close. Looking from afar, it's not really something you would notice. So I'd say if we take care of the color that got on the ceiling, then and maybe add a tiny bit of paint where the bottom layer shows through more, I think we'll be fine. Finally, there's the windowsill and the whole window area, which was the biggest challenge in terms of masking, and that shows the most as, yeah, here you can see a lot of unevenness going up. At some places it got onto the window. I'll see if I can take that off. This airing vent, which, well, is a mess within itself. It was really difficult to get behind that, so I'll see if maybe I can actually take it off. Then we've got some paint on the window here, and yeah, same goes for this corner here. So over, like around the hinge, it was very difficult to mask, and as such, yeah, both hinges have some paint on them, so I'll see if I can get that off. Yeah, I'll report back with how it went. I was able to remove this thing that was up there. Well, as it seems, everything that has been installed at some point must be removable, except if it's glued down. So, well, this one just had 2 screws. Though it was full of what seemed like very old and very much decomposing foam. So yeah, I removed all of that from inside, and yeah, I'll see if I can get some new foam in there. But in terms of the window itself, I was able to just use one of these scrapers to get almost all of it off. Yes, it doesn't look perfect, but at least it doesn't come all the way on the window, so it just stays in the corner doing its thing. And the same goes for the hinges and all of this area. I got most of it off. I'll see if I can get it even a bit better. But at this point, I have poured out some more paint, and we'll attempt to fix this thing here. And I am not a painter by any stretch of the imagination. This is very much a DIY job, trying to do the best I can, but I don't actually know how to do this correctly, so it's just from my own experience. So I also added some new masking tape and tried to cover up the inconsistencies up there. Not in terms of the wavy top line, but in terms of seeing the layer underneath. Because I have done, or we have done, me and my fiance, 3 layers on the walls themselves,
but only 2 layers near the top, so I guess this paint does need 3 layers to not be see-through at all. And I also fixed these patches up here. So yeah, I think I can be happy with the paint job. Well, happy enough for a DIY solution, that is. And I think it's time for the trim. Or not. Because I just noticed, yeah, the masking on the door frame also wasn't as good as I hoped. So I'll redo the masking there and add another layer of paint in hopes that we don't have any white from the previous paint job show through. And of course, only after removing all of the protective paper from the ground did I notice that some more spots were ever so slightly showing the previous layer through, so I had to paint over this as well. But hopefully now that's all with painting and I can finally get to trim. Yes, it is finally actually time for the trim. And here's the miter saw I got, or well rented from the hardware store. And here are the, I think, 6 or even 7 pieces of trim. These come as 2.4 meter long pieces, and I think there's only one small bit that needs less than 2.4 meters. So all of that, even the shorter walls, need more. So I'll have to do a lot of 45-degree angle cuts to join both the corners together, but also straight pieces that need 2 or more pieces. So quick status update. 2 things have happened. One is that I found myself with a corner where the end, the inside material essentially would be visible. So I made not a right angle, a 45-degree cut, and then cut this teeny tiny piece, which I had to sand into the correct dimensions so it would fit nicely, and then I used some CA glue to tack it on. The second thing is that the vacuum, I think, died after many years of service. It just couldn't take it anymore, the abuse. So I might have to go and get a new one. Yeah, back to cutting to pieces, and then we can get to gluing them into place. And I guess this is a good place to end for today.